Hey everybody, it's Delaney here with FMO Media. I have Artin Sarkissian with me today. He is a broker owner with the Artin Real Estate. He is an experienced broker located in Glendale, California. Artin, so excited to have you on the podcast today. How are you doing?
Great, excited to be here.
Awesome. So just to get started off the bat, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background? How did you get started in real estate?
I've been doing this for a little over 20 years, and I got into real estate by managing family properties at an early age. But going back at a younger childhood, I've always had a passion for real estate. I always looked up to people who owned properties and were just collecting rent. And I always just wanted to be just like them, and eventually got into sales and then got into investments from there, and then owning my own brokerage.
That's so awesome. So with all of your experience, it sounds like you wanted to do this for as long as you can remember. What makes you an expert in the field?
Well, what makes me an expert is the passion that I have to learn. I'm always trying to learn, trying to figure out the market, trying to look at our market conditions, trying to learn from others. That's why I think I'm an expert, because I'm just open-minded and just willing to take all the information in from wherever I can.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I know your office is located specifically in Glendale, but you guys do a lot in the surrounding areas. But what makes you different? What makes your brokerage stand out amongst others in your area?
What makes the brokerage stand out is we're a tight-knit family. So I never wanted to grow the brokerage into a huge brokerage. We're a medium-sized brokerage. So I always wanted to keep things on a smaller scale and be hands-on with all my agents and guide my agents and teach my agents that everything I've been taught, for them to succeed. And I always wanted to just be hands-on with them instead of hiring different office managers and passing them along to other people.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so awesome. So I know we've seen a lot of changes in the real estate market over the past, year or so with everything that's going on around us. What kind of changes do you foresee happening in the market, say in the immediate future in the next like 3 to 6 months?
Well, in the next 3 to 6 months, I don't think there's going to be any major changes. I think inventory levels will still be on the lower side. Interest rates are still going to be on the lower side. So there's going to be a lot of demand to purchase. There's a lot of people out there with money who are still looking to purchase homes. A lot of people have equity who are cashing out on their existing homes to buy secondary or investment properties or properties for their children. So I think in the next 3 to 6 months, the market's just going to be the way it is right now, and it's just going to be as strong.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hearing a lot of people saying the same thing too. So for people listening who may not know, what is a seller's market, could you tell us what a seller's market is and why right now could be a really good time for people to sell their home?
Well, seller's market is when there's a lack of inventory, and that's what we have right now. And when a seller puts a property on the market, there usually are multiple offers, and there's so much demand for that one property. And usually in this market, a majority of the properties go over their asking price. So if they had it listed at a certain price, or they were expecting a certain price, with so much demand being a seller's market, usually they obtain a lot more than what they expected or what the original list price was.
Right, absolutely. That makes so much sense. And so for those people on the other side of that spectrum, the buyers, what kind of advice would you give to buyers who are trying to buy in this kind of market?
The only advice I can give them, and I give it to my own buyers, is, don't be too picky. The market is going up, rents are going up. Just get your foot into the door and just buy whatever you can, and then situate yourself, build your equity. And then your second, third property, you can take your time looking at it. But if you're a first time home buyer, please don't be picky and just buy whatever you can.
Yeah, Absolutely, absolutely. I know we've kind of touched on this a little bit. My next question was like, what is the biggest challenge in the market? But I think you kind of touched on that. Is there anything else you'd want to add for what is the biggest challenge in the market right now?
Well, the biggest challenge is the lack of inventory. It's basically not being able to find properties for the buyers. You know, we have so many buyers who've been looking for a long time, and we just can't find exactly what they're looking for, which is in my previous answer, I said, just don't be too picky. Pick something in your budget and just purchase it.
Right, absolutely. So I know this is super quick. We're zooming through here, Artin, with the questions. Is there anything that you would like to add as far as your experience goes, as far as your background, how you started, anything else that you would like to add?
Experience, as far as my experience, I basically I've learned from a lot of top agents in the past, and I've had a lot of coaches, and they've always taught me, don't go after the commission. Make sure the client understands and trusts your work. So when I walk into a property, I will guide my clients the right way. I would point out every negative thing I can point out, because everybody can see the positives. You know, a lot of agents will just try to dump something on somebody who can't fix it or can't afford it, just to make a quick buck. But my advice would be, find an agent you can trust, find an agent that's loyal to you as you're loyal to that agent, and then work together to find that perfect house, and obviously build that relationship so you guys can work together in the future as well.
Absolutely. That's really good insight. Before we wrap up here, do you have any mentors or people that you look out for, say people you follow on social media or that you follow in your personal life who kind of have helped mentor you or kind of give you insight and tips as well?
There's so many mentors out there. You know, the number one business mentor to me is my dad. But there's so many other real estate mentors that I've had. My first broker that I've been with, or I was with for many years before I opened up my own brokerage, and then going on to the public figures, someone like Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, who are major coaches. They played a big role in my life and my coaching. And there's so many others that I look up to.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last question before we wrap. Where can people find out about you? Do you have a contact number? Where can people find more about you or get in contact with you?
Yeah, people can either email me at artin@theartinrealestate.com, or they can call me at 818-437-2433, or check out my website, theartinrealestate.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Artin, for hopping on with us today and
You're welcome.
answering
Thanks
all
for
these
having me.
questions. I loved learning more about you. So thank you so much.
You got it. Thank you.